read the very first thing in the book and then the very last thing in the book. And hopefully that'll be interesting enough for you to put the middle in. And if not, I've just ruined it. And I dedicate this reading to my friend William. La muerta niela las paredes, por la vida y el amor. Hopelessness. I wake up and I close my eyes. I push my head through the window. The city tenderly roars. I close up the slits of your neck. I pull my head back. And you stand there up to your ankles in soil, dripping wet, completely gone. I go to the window to cancel my softening eyes. Clouds tear across the leaking moon. A body is pulled from the world. My body, your bodies, ankle deep in a grave filled with water, singing the boat song together. We are standing in the half-light in the dark, and we are singing like cancelled moons under the leaking sky. Just above the ground, frantic with wires and tubes. We can say nothing. We feel nothing. We are singing because we are dead. The moon and stars are also dead. Our dead bodies sing for the dead. We hold dead bodies in our arms, our mouths. We are creaking ghostly in the half-light. In the dawn we part again and go out to our lives. We stare along the shore, a terrible sound in the throat. What are we that we sing these bodies in basements, in the bellies of boats, streets and shelters? We are heavy and silent and still, like a grave. I gather my things and pad to the window. There is a hard blank wall, and an indissoluble connection. I listen for when the night will stop, when your face appears in the leaking light, in the light that is coming in the morning. Hopelessness. Do you remember when you were driving in the country at night? Sometimes a low thudding sound. What do you mean? A low thudding sound sometimes when we drove in the countryside at night. I remember that, yes, now you say it. It was strange, sort of nice. What was nice about it? Something was happening. Something was happening. Is that it? It's something. Not like now. Now what happens? Pass me the tube. Yes. Great. I wonder what it was, that sound. What was happening, that low thudding sound in the countryside at night? Weapons tests. Weapons tests, honestly. You and your theories. It was probably people having fun. Having fun. A low thudding sound in the night. Yes. Dancing, getting away from things. That's just like you. It was funny. Yes, it was funny. Yes. Funny. Strange. And funny like laughing. It made you laugh. Not that. I could make you laugh. You wouldn't believe. It would ache. I could make you laugh. You wouldn't know. No. I don't remember. I don't care. Remember when we went away? Yes. And that waiter. Yes. Remember that waiter. Oh my God. Him. He could make us laugh. He could make you laugh. That waiter made us laugh. Funny. Really funny. Nothing better than a good laugh. Nothing wrong with having a laugh. Fuck you. Really funny. The aching soil crackles. The engram flickers back to life. He was a good waiter. You have to be a good waiter and make people laugh. We were on our holidays. We went over to the holiday and we had our dinner there every night. The waiter would come and say the specials to us. He always made us laugh. Oh Christ alive, I feel destroyed. It's utterly hopeless, isn't it? Completely hopeless. Well, if you can't laugh, apparently they have this new swerving guidance system now, a modern one. It means they're harder to intercept. A type of jet, a failure. They have failures now. I failed. I felt so. I knew it. Safer. At least it's not like that though. That was horrible. They were horrible. We're free of that. At least we've gone now and we're free. It feels amazing to be free. Hopeless. I don't know. Yeah. They go up into space and then they have a varied course. It means they're harder to track and intercept. Lonely up there in space, like a guidance system. Imagine being all alone up there. Funny. So funny. There's bees in the meadow. There's a film about bees. A whole film. A great one. Maybe. Have you seen it? No. Neither have I. Good. No. Not good. I feel like I've never seen anything. Good. It's so horrible. What have they done? What have we done? Now? What have you done? I haven't seen it. Butterflies in the meadow. I love butterflies, so hapless and dry. I'm desperate for this to stop. Isn't it? I once saw you going along the road. I saw you and I kept looking back. You were such an awful person. I could just tell you were horrible going along like that and spiting me. Is it so much to ask? Now that we're destroyed, at least we can speak. It felt so great to tell you that. To be honest, I believe in being honest. If you feel something, you should say it. You should actually just say it. Yes. You stare at each other silently thinking. A butterfly lands in the empty meadow and the wires under the soil and the grass are very, very still. They think, wires. They have so many theories about wires. Drowning in the soil, whirring surveillance, anchor, the spider on your offset. Shh, be quiet. Who is this who is coming? Shh. A pause. The lights fade almost to nothing, then return to their bright, hard, sunny disposition. There's a distant, agonized scream, then a further pause, lasting 25 seconds. Shall we go to the staff room? There's a staff room. Let's go. It's gone. Things just go. Things don't just go. Nevertheless, we went to the staff room, and here it isn't. Gone. Gone. Gone even gone face. This sort of thing worries me. No need to be scared anymore, my dear. Okay. This sort of thing doesn't worry me. Feel better? Much better. Twisted asbestos. There's a spider on us, my love. Until there will be no more organ, its legs jutting from its stomach, its mane and tail flaring behind. No gambling. Will not be still, will not sanction, will punish like a decrease. No, but I will not be going to my sleep. And I will soon be going to my sleep. Stepping out into the wind, her nostrils flared, her tail swished, her feet clattered in the wiry soil, her hands tensed and let loose. A maiden of the hallowed ground, a surf of wire and tube, her hooves to glue, her mane to flame, her facial intensities, the jaundiced, hungry sky, inevitably set him off and down into the field. A man trembled in patriot fantasies, his once giggling lips taken to incandescent screams far beyond reconcile. And she reared up. The gears stuttered. There was a pub here. I love the pub. I'm going to the pub. I'll be back soon, my sweet. And all the more for the land. Her thread in the grass twitches from a distance into the woods, and the e-meter grins through the gorse. In the cruel and heartless, or effortlessly beautiful meadow, a man is walking along. In the meadow, a woman is walking along. They are very natural. They can see one another. How nice to be walking in the meadow seeing a lovely natural man. How nice to be walking in a cruel and unusual and completely lovely meadow, and there is a woman. Walking in a cruel, unusual meadow is like making love to a beautiful woman, he quips in the long flowers. What's wrong with that? He suddenly bellows. The cruel-hearted woman hears this bellowing man and comes back to life, runs after him, clearing up the crisp packets of data. His spine tingles. There is a strange thread in the grass. She stares down at the eerie cord glistening like a lurid hinge plate. Beep, 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 beep. The crisp packet falls into the way, and she goes back to the cleaning, attends to the meadow. A crow bellows for rain. They meet naturally and agree to have sex with one another. Oh good. She lies down in the blades of his eye, does her best not to set him off. Europe, Northern, White, Baltic, he snarls. Having sex with you is a bit like making love to a beautiful woman, connected to a damp feeling. The population, you know, before they had all this shh, just try to stop. He pulls a piece of tape across his mouth and makes himself go to prison again. And so it was that she wandered alone in the damaged meadow, mending the seams of his reality, gently and quietly like a corrupted monad, bollocks to you, she dares to think, and turns off the path into the woods. These were the woods of a terrified child, but in the summer it is only a quiet hazard. She trips along through the sticks and the bracken. There is no birdsong. It's completely quiet. She runs back into the meadow. She speaks to him again. He is irate. Remember that waiter? Wasn't he funny? He is glaring like a stone. That waiter was funny, wasn't he? She kicks the ground and her foot notices that just below there are thousands of wires and tubes. One of the tubes she sees has an enormous clot of blood in it. They are going to make us extinct. That way, they meet every year in a secret location. They all do. They are, it is unclear who is speaking. They scream about the sky. The wires are under the ground. I don't like parachutists. He was funny. He was funny. He was funny, wasn't it? He has to have been funny, or I can no longer speak to you. I will have to die. Is there anything else? No, not anymore. He was funny, but I don't want to go alone into the woods. I know the day falls away. What's the worst thing you're capable of? It's a very strange world, like the old one, only silent. Where are you? The meadow, the tube, the flute. You walk again into the woods and go near to a tree. You peel back the bark and begin to think about looking underneath it. You have a look, and under the bark of the tree is, surprise, surprise, tubes. 80 different tubes. You knew it. He knew it. He told you, so you knew it. Tubes, wires, windows on the world. He knew it. He told you. You should have known. They made love. They fucked like wires and tubes. You walk further into the wood. The climber whispers to the trees, thank you. No, thank you. The desperate boiling wires are thrashing under your feet. You go on into the woods, into the face of return. You walk along for minutes and minutes. What is that smell? And then you are halted. You can hear the screaming of a man in the meadow. It is intolerable. You knew this all along. So you went to the wood and walked calmly along until you were halted. suspended just above the ground, your arms tensed against the strain of the silk. You struggle in a courting torsion. The irate man in the meadow, such a long way away, dying alone in his furious peace. You hang in the web, disgusted, appalled, shuddering, and then you're eaten by an enormous, horrible spider.